Hey everybody, it's Trigger Bar Philosopher. Welcome back out to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another review on the M&P 2.0 10mm, and we're going to be talking about reliability and trying to see if we can make it more reliable. Should be a good time. Let's get to shooting. Woo! All right, so what are we talking about? I had an original video, came out and said, the new M&P 2.0 is fixed and everything is running just fine and honky-dory in this thing. And then I did that video, I shot a whole bunch of wide variety of ammunition, everything ran fine. I get out to do my first ballistic gel test, and on the last round of my accuracy portion of the test, we got a failure to feed with the Underwood XTP ammunition, 155 grain. Oh, we did get a failure. We got a failure. Oh, so much. That was a failure to feed. Failure to feed. All right, so, and this is the way we do things on this channel. We can't just let that sit. We've got to keep experimenting. So what we're going to do is I've brought some 155 grain 10mm, and then I brought some other ammunition. I've also brought a couple of different springs. We're going to put in the Galloway Precision 20-pound recoil spring. I also have a heavier weight one. I'm not going to get to that today, but I think for shooting hotter ammo, we should be using a heavier recoil spring. That's generally the rule of thumb, so it doesn't beat your gun to death. I plan to shoot not super spicy, but spicy ammo in this, regular 10mm loads. And so we're going to see if that makes a difference. And then we're just going to be testing out, see what the causes are, where, why for, and whatnot. So should be a good time. Let's get shooting. That failure didn't sit well with me. We have more of the 155 grain XTP from Underwood out with us. And one thing that I've done, I actually already bought this anticipating that there might be some issue. I bought some Galloway Precision springs, same company that makes them for the Bodyguard 2.0. They also make them for the M&P 4-inch model, which is kind of an important thing. But what I got was some 20-pound recoil springs. Now, if you're going to have any of these plastic fantastics, and actually a lot of these guns, if you're going to shoot a high dose of more powerful rounds, getting a heavier recoil spring is a good one. So is a good idea. So I bought a 20-pound and a 22-pound recoil spring, I think. I have the 20-pound in there, replace the factory spring, and we'll see what it's doing. Again, I was going to do that anyways. I have a, yet again, smoking pile of dog turd gun. I want to know that early on. So we've got this 55 grain. I'm going to use one of the mags that came with this gun. I'm going to use one of the mags that came with my FPC, because again, these should be cross-compatible. The mags should work, right? So that's the whole point of my setup that I'm thinking of using. So. First shot, okay. Third shot. Okay, that 15 rounds went just fine. Now we're going to use the other mag. We'll see if it's a mag issue. Shot those 15 rounds just fine. Don't know if it's a fluke, one-time fluke, don't know. Or was it the recoil spring? Have 10 more rounds. We'll shoot those too. Okay, now I have my second mag that came with this gun, different from the other two mags that I shot before. One was the FPC, one was the first mag. Well, yet again, glad I shot this next 10 rounds. Is definitely having a failure to feed issue. And last round, same as the previous one. Same as the previous one. Last round. Dang. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know if it's this mag issue. Well, last time it was this mag. This time it was this mag. It's on the last round. I don't know. Let's shoot some other ammo and see if we can get it to repeat. All right, well, we're going to keep testing. I've just got some more Federal rounds. I have some Sig Sauer rounds, but funny enough, I opened up this box. I was just going to finish off this box of Federal 10mm and notice that I have 2 rounds of Buffalo Bore monometal in it. So we'll shoot the Buffalo Bore monometal, the 2 rounds of that first. Hopefully it runs, and then we'll keep shooting. Yeah, it's a little spicy. Yeah. Federal is not spicy. So I think the first few rounds of this is Sig, and then we move on to the Federal again. And then we got, I think, some more Federal. Those last few rounds were actually Sig. You can feel the difference on them. You know, one thing that's giving me some pause to think about is that I haven't had any failure rounds on hot rounds, so Buffalo Bore monometal just fine. I haven't had any on the full metal jacket and the hard cast, no failures. What I have had is on jacketed hollow points. So that is interesting. That could tell me maybe it's a feed ramp issue. What's going on there? They do, the feed ramps on the M&P, this is the thing that I ran into before. Everyone always just said, hey, look, you need to polish them. I don't know. They don't look terrible, but maybe a little bit of flits in our Dremel tool. We can do a little bit, but barrel's hot, barrel's hot. If I wipe off the carbon, they are polished. They come polished. They come with a little bit of sheen on them. So, whew, hot potato, hot barrel. Yeah, it turns out if you shoot about 30 rounds really fast through your M&P, things heat up considerably. So be careful with that one.
1 week later.
Okay, we're going to continue testing in this. I have polished the feed ramp at this point. I also have and around in the chamber a little bit, and then I have a 22-pound recoil spring in here. We have some 180 grain Underwood jacketed hollow point. Okay, here we go. Okay, I lied. That was PPU ammo. That was way too weak. PPU is one of the weakest 10mm rounds. It's almost even less than 40 Smith & Wesson. But I wanted to test that because I wanted to test 15 rounds of jacketed hollow points. Let me now shoot. I've got in here 15 rounds now of the Underwood jacketed hollow point, 180 grain. We'll try that. A little bit hotter. All right, well, it ran all of that. That's good news. Now we've got probably about 11 rounds of some 115 grain Underwood Extreme Defenders. I really want to see if these run. If hollow points have a problem, the screw tip head, which you can see in this, may be causing problems, but we'll see. Okay, new recoil spring, polish chamber, seems to be fixing. I definitely want to be running some more tests. Another day, we'll get out, we'll run some more tests.
Much later.
Okay, well, it's another day. I have a couple of other boxes of ammo with me. I'm going to continue testing the M&P 2.0 10mm 4-inch model. Now, I've been answering a lot of questions in the comments from both the review of this and from the episode where I had some issues with it. The 4-inch model does tend to have more issues than the 4.6-inch model, if that's something you're curious about. And you might want to say, hey, I would rather get the one that doesn't typically have issues. I really want this compact one or subcompact type gun to work. I think it's a compact model. That's what I really want in my kind of setup. So what we have on tap next is I have some all hollow points, because that's where the only time I've ever had issues with this gun is with hollow points. So we've got some Federal Defense Dynamics. I do have my Garmin up. I'm not super far on this range from the backstop, so sometimes it'll pick it up, sometimes it won't. We'll see how that goes, and we'll also test reliability. Another thing, since the last time that I got in here, we still have the 22-pound recoil spring. I have now picked up a 24-pound recoil spring. If I need to, I can go to that. And then I also have put in some 10% extra power mag springs in 2 of the magazines that we're going to be testing out. Not all of my mags, but in 2 of the mags, I've put that in, and we'll see how that works. Everyone that says is you got to go up in the recoil spring poundage, and you got to go up in your magazine so that it can get it out of the magazine. That the rate that this 4-inch model is cycling, it needs to go keep up with it. The mags need to keep up with it. Turns out the mag springs are the same as their 9mm. So that could be a problem. This is a lot heavier. So it makes sense going to the 10% extra power mags that you might do if you're adding a +5 extension to your M&P 9mm traditional mags. So yeah, I just picked them up. They're Wolf mag springs, extra power mag springs, and they work for the 10mm. So we'll do that, and we'll start shooting. We'll see how this does. 1096 for this 180 grain Fiocchi. It's supposed to be getting 1250. So it's obviously counting on a much longer barrel than this is doing, probably a 5-inch barrel, and this is a 4-inch. So, but that's a lot of loss, velocity loss. And another one. $10.91. $10.86, so it's right in there. So, all right, I'll just shoot the rest, see how it goes. Okay, ran all of those. That's good. All right, next up, we have got some 180 grain Underwood. We shot this already, but we're going to shoot more of this now. Some of the 180 grain Underwood. Got our lab radar, I used to have a lab radar. I don't have one anymore. We've got our Garmin out. I'll see how this I shoot with this. We'll see how it performs. 1242. 1271. 1252. 1237. Yeah, those Underwood are loaded a lot hotter. So again, it's taking the hotter rounds. The hotter is not a problem in this gun. I think it was something I also polished. It could have entirely have been polishing the feed ramp and the chamber. There could have been some little something in there that was causing problems. But up next, and I haven't even got these out to test in the ballistic gel yet, so I will. It's coming. It's coming. Some heavy 10mm Grizzly, 180 grain Kodiak Bullet Company, jacketed hollow point. That's where the bullets come. So we will test this out. Again, I've got one mag from my M&P FPC, and I've got one mag from the handgun. They're the same. There's no difference in them. The recoil springs, they look the same. They have the same coatings on them. They're both kind of coated yellow. If this works, I'll probably just swap all my springs for the extra power, but I just bought the 3 to start off with. It's not bad. 3 for 27 banana leaves, something like that. It's not super expensive. The Galloway guide rods and springs, they seem to be working really well. Again, I have the 24-pound one. I don't think I'm going to do that yet. I don't know that I'm going to do that. I kind of want something that kind of run all ammo. So I'm afraid if I go up to a 24-pound recoil spring, then maybe it won't run the crappy stuff, right? Because you got to run cheap ammo sometimes too. So, all right. Well, we're going to run 15 rounds of this Grizzly ammunition. I'm curious to see if it'll do it, and I'm curious to see how that relates to that 1279 from the last reading of the Underwood that we captured. That's good, hot, spicy stuff from Underwood, that 180 grain ammunition, jacketed hollow point. All right, so we got 15 rounds. See how we do. Here we go. Ran it all. Ran it all. We haven't had a malfunction since we polished the feed ramp and I put in the 22-pound recoil spring. Okay, one final test that we have to do. We have to run the original one that had problems. We have to run the Underwood 155 grain XTP. Passes this test, we know we're good. I've got all 20 rounds loaded up. I've got a 15 round mag and I got a 5 round mag. All the times that it's failed has been on when there's the second or last round or somewhere in that, just the last couple of rounds. So I think that this other second mag is still a valid test. All right, I'm still using the magazines that have the extra power mag springs in it. So, okay, here we go. And 1392 on the Garmin. Let's do these last 5. All right, it's running it all. Well, that's great news. Probably shoot some other rounds just for fun. We'll get to that. Okay, well, let's wrap things up. Today we had the M&P 2.0 4-inch model out again to the range, and we're doing more reliability testing. I've done this. I've seen this movie before, but fortunately things do seem like they are headed in the right direction with this gun. I'm very happy with the results that it's happening right now, but come on, guys. Like, look, this is just gone. All of that ammo, gone. Like, that's not cheap ammo. Underwood, Grizzly, Fiocchi, PPU. Okay, PPU is cheaper. But all that stuff. I've even shot some buffalo bore rounds. Like, that's all expensive rounds. Like, this is not cheap for me to do that testing in order to regain confidence in this gun. Smith & Wesson, like, you can't do that. I shouldn't have to put a recoil spring. I shouldn't have to polish my chamber. Shouldn't have to add extra power recoil springs. Now, truth in lending, I don't know if I had to do all of those things. It would have been wiser, more scientific, if I had done one at a time and we'd been able to determine which was the thing that actually fixed it. I get that. But, like, I only have so many range trips. I only have so much ammo. I'm not going to keep redoing the tests, so I'm going to do all the things that I think I can do. So again, 22-pound recoil spring. Polish the feed ramp and the chamber. Replace the springs with extra power mag springs you get from Wolf. So I did all those 3 things and it's working fine now. It was working pretty good relative to the first gun that I had when this thing first came out. It's working pretty good. It was a smoking pile of dog crap. Started off the second version or whatever, if you will. By the way, M&P has not changed their versions. This is still the 2.0. They came out with the 2.0. This is still the 2.0. It appears to me that they probably haven't fixed any of the inherent underlying issues in this gun. They've just improved their quality control that probably resulted in a number of other issues that were going on with those models that when it very first was released. But underlying, if you want to run the hot stuff, you still probably got to do those things with it. That sucks, right? That absolutely sucks. For a long time, if you got a Glock 20, the rumor out on the street was you had to replace the barrel with something like KKM or Alpha. I think that's not true anymore, but that was the thing. Now, Springfield XDM Elite, it works, it runs. SIG sometimes doesn't run with the hot and spicy stuff too. So a lot of these guns out there seem to still have some problems and some issues. Springfield XDM Elite, probably the least amount of them. Although I will remind you, I have a video out there where after a while, after a long time of shooting that gun, on the second to last round, the last after it ejects the second to last round, it would just throw out the other round. So it would throw out a spent case and a whole bullet. So nothing's perfect. Now, that wasn't resulting in a feeding issue or in a reliability issue. It just was losing an extra round. But what's the difference between that and a failure on the last round? Probably not much. Could have been a mag issue, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, but had 10mm, you just got to be careful about reliability. So with that said, what do you think is the most reliable 10mm handgun out on the market? Put that in the comments below. Do you have an M&P 10mm, 4-inch, 4.6-inch? Is it reliable? Have you tried all these kinds of ammunition? Have you tried the hot? Have you tried the mild? Have you tried the jacketed? Have you tried the FMJ? Have you tried the hardcast? Put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. I like keeping a record of this so that I can pay attention and know how these guns are performing and what I might recommend to others if that's the case. So for me, I am going to keep this. I'm feeling more and more confident with this. But with that said, hope everyone has a great week. Let's get to shooting.
From pistols to rifles, we'll take on the best. Reviewing each weapon, put them to the test. With revolvers and shotguns, we'll break it all down. The Second Amendment protects from the crown. Living for freedom, defending our rights. With God in our hearts, we'll rise to new heights. From the range to the woods, we're ready to roll. Trigger bar philosopher, heart and soul. In the land of the brave, we stand tall and free. Prepping for tomorrow, prepared you will be. Yeah. Conceal, carry wisdom, good guy with a gun. Self-defense strategies will make it fun. Night vision gear on, we move with no light. Tactical training, prepared for the fight. Ammunition tests and ballistic gel in sight. Choosing the best rounds, we'll find out what's right. Living for freedom.